I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
This is Snake Envy. For those of you who have been following along, this is Spice Cake, patternless bull. And for those of you that are familiar, we spent a few weeks kind of taming her, but it went a lot more smoothly.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal at all.
Taming might be an exaggeration because, and just as a refresher, because we're going to do a different snake in another video over the next few weeks, but this was a snake that literally you could not open the tub without getting the full-on traditional bull snake defensive display. Hissing, rising up, rattling the tail. What was your prediction when we first started working with her?
I thought she'd be difficult because...
You thought we were going to get bitten.
Yeah, because this whole clutch, for whatever reason, was just super defensive.
Yeah.
And they would hiss and strike, and I've been bitten by them when they're little. It doesn't... Yeah. It's not a big deal.
But...
You get a little size on them.
From the first time we picked her up, so we demonstrated confident grab, and from the first time we picked her up, she actually did pretty well. We got a hiss here and there.
This is how bull snakes are.
Yeah, no strikes, no bites.
You people that can give your animals more attention than I do, they're probably all like this. Sweet. Yeah. Very sweet.
And if anything, hopefully it gave some of you encouragement that, we build them up in our minds and we think they're going to be vicious, and once you pick them up, they sort of go, all right, I guess I can't deter you. So, tell us a little bit about this one. So
this is a Texas rat. A friend of mine caught this in Alabama as a hatchling, so it's a long-term captive.
Do you know about how old it is now?
I want to say, I don't know exactly.
At least a couple years. 3 years. I mean, it's breeding age.
Yeah, it's at least 4 years old.
So 3 to 4 minimum, yeah.
But this thing's beautiful, but yeah, we're probably going to get bit.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we were filming this particular snake and bit me on the thumb. Musked all over you. So this particular girl a couple weeks ago let us know full on she doesn't want to be handled.
Yeah, and she hasn't been handled.
And she has not been handled by Jason at all. So, other than what you have to do sometimes with cleaning and whatnot. Yeah, so I have a hook. We're actually going to show you this hook because there's a possibility we could make these hooks available for sale. So this is a perfect opportunity with a big adult snake and one that we know doesn't want to be handled to demonstrate confident grab using a hook. And that makes things a little more comfortable for us. It often makes things a little more comfortable for the snake as well. So let's see how it goes. Over the next couple weeks, we're going to show you more about these hooks. We'll confirm the brand name, but the initials are SD. These are made by a gentleman in China, correct?
Correct.
Now, it's fully telescoping in 3 different sections, so you can really dial in the length you want. We're going to go pretty long for this big adult girl.
We have different sizes. We have miniature ones that are great for the snake room.
They are.
I like those the best.
And if you'll notice, it's not a single piece hook, so it branches out into a V. So for bigger snakes, it gives you a little more, a little better sense of control.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's like, it's only an inch apart, but it's like that's spreading weight out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like instead of a one point where it can fold.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a little friendlier that way.
So what I'm going to do, we believe in confident grab. We believe in the idea that you just got to get in, you got to get the snake out. Now, if you do that barehanded with this girl, it'll probably turn out like it did 2 weeks ago. Probably get bitten. Now, that's okay. Yeah. When you're working with a snake like this and trying to get it used to handling, you just have to accept the fact that you might get bitten.
Yeah.
But because we know this snake's going to be more of a challenge than Spice Cake, it's also a great opportunity for us to demonstrate how a hook can take at least one of your hands out of the equation and keep the head a little farther apart.
You can keep some distance.
And still be able to hang on to her and support her weight. So let's see how it goes.
Okay. I think she's going to want to dart in this rack, but
yeah,
we'll watch for that. But
so here's what we want to do. We want to get the head under control.
It's perfect. You know, you got her balance.
Depending on how she acts, now I can come in for the tail. Now, I'm getting a tail rattle. We're not getting strikes. She just checked out my hand.
Look at this yellow and orange.
She is gorgeous. Now, I can hear her just a little hiss under her breath. The tail rattle actually stopped.
She knows that's you. She's not... I don't think she thinks you're a threat. So otherwise she might bite you. So movement's going to help.
Tail's rattling again. What I want to do here is I want to be still.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't want to flash my opposite hand here in front of her head. Letting them explore you is a good thing. They get the scent. They understand that nothing's coming at them or a threat to them. Now, one thing I am going to try and do here just a little bit is reposition. I want to be a little closer to the head. And the only reason for that is I want to work my other hand closer. I don't necessarily want to grab her up by the head, but what I want to do is I want to work away from the hook and toward just holding her. But as long as the hook is helping to support her weight, that helps her to feel comfortable.
And she's well behaved right now.
Tail rattle is all we're getting so far.
That's well behaved. She's just curious.
Yep. There's no rush. I think that's the other key to this. Now, the hook at this point, because of the way she's positioned herself, it's really not doing anything other than helping to support her weight. My hand at this point is doing most of the work, and that's good. And she's being good. Now, she's flattening her head just a little. She's rattling her tail just a little. I can hear the tail against the hook, but that's okay. Now, let's see if we can transition. She may not let go of the hook, and that's fine. But if she'll let go of the hook, then I can transfer to just hands. There we go. So I'm going to set the hook down. Now again, the risk in terms of a bite is if what I do with this hand. If I come flashing across her face with it, good chance she'll strike.
Yeah.
It's always best to come from underneath, and you kind of want to do it when she's pointed away from you a little bit. And then you can come from under and come closer to the head. The other thing I always recommend, and notice how she's wrapping my arm, that's actually a good thing. That's helping her to feel secure, knows she's not going to get dropped. I also don't want to hold her too tightly.
No, I always let them flow.
Yeah, let them flow, let them feel like they can move, let them feel like they're not being restricted. Now I come from underneath, not from above, and then I can get up there again. And again, not a tight grip. She hasn't even musked, which is good. Now here's where it gets dicey. She wants to go one way. I kind of want to keep her the other way.
You're doing a great job.
But so far so good. Now, for those of you that watched our last video on Confident Grab, and we also did one with Clint from Clint's Reptiles, the rule of this in these handling sessions is you always put them back on a positive note. This is positive. No tail rattle, no musk, no bites, no strikes. So it's okay to put her back right now. It's not about how long the handling session is.
So
it's that it's positive.
What a beautiful creature.
What I don't want to do is put her back in the middle of a tail rattle. Now you might hear her rattle.
That's very typical.
Yes. I don't want to put her back right after a strike. I don't want to put her back right after a musk. You always want to put time between those. And then what we just did is we just ended the whole experience on a positive note. People don't always think of snakes as being intelligent, but just like a dog, you're rewarding good behavior. And if she were to bite me, I don't want to put her back because the reward was she bit me. Mm-hmm. And she got to get put back. That's sending completely the wrong message. All right, so how do you want to go? You want to go hook, or you want to go bare hands after what you just saw?
I'll probably just go bare hands.
Okay.
Now, she might be a little irritated after that little session.
So we're going to give her one more.
I kind of cheated because I pulled her out of here, but...
It's all right. That helps people see, too, that, a lot of people are nervous about lifting a hide or taking a snake out of a hide. It's okay to do that for a handling session. That's fine. It's okay to go looking for them in the substrate. Now remember, 2 weeks ago, she bit me and musked Jason in a huge way.
I just want to show you some colors, too.
We were nervous about handling.
Look at this white, and some white mixed in. And
I'm going to move out of the way so it'll focus.
So yeah, your biggest thing, support the body.
Bring her back one more time, just in case it didn't focus well with me in the background. A little higher, right there. But she is
white in here, and there's some oranges. That's probably the prettiest Texas rat I've ever seen.
Now she flinches and jumps, and
she's just not used to being handled.
That's to be expected. She doesn't know quite what we're doing.
And I'm just assuming. Well, I know she hasn't been handled here, and she's been here 8 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Maybe we hyped this up too much.
Yeah, we're going to have to start saying nothing.
Should we go get John's Walmart? He said that thing would stop biting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But we are not exaggerating. 2 weeks ago, she bit me, and she musked in a big way on Jason. So she made clear to us a couple weeks ago she didn't want this. But this is often what happens. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did with Spice Cake. Over the next 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to handle her at least once a week, and we're going to show you guys the progress. And I am very confident that within 3, 4, 5 weeks, we probably won't even get a tail rattle. And
well, she was great.
Yeah, but she did better than we were expecting. They always do, it seems.
I don't know.
Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell us about your snake handling experiences, your methods for taming those scary snakes down.
And one thing too, I just want to mention is confident grab really works really good with pits.
Yeah.
These guys, if you try to, these guys might bite you in the process. A rat snake.
Yeah, which is okay.
But and so could a pit. Yeah, that works really well with pits.
I think you have to go into these experiences just assuming you're going to get bitten. The key is to let the snake know that that's okay, you can bite me, but I'm not going to put you back. No matter what you do, whether you musk me, whether you bite me, no matter how much you carry on, I'm not going to put you back till you calm down a little. That's the key. But I just assume in situations like this, same thing in the wild, by the way. If I pick up a wild snake, I just assume I'm going to get bitten, but even in the wild, it doesn't happen as much as we think it would.
No. If they're threatened, they're going to bite.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Try to be as least threatening as possible.
Yeah. And you'll notice that we let her out of the hide gently. We even sat here talking for a couple minutes before we went after her, so It's not like we came and when we say confident grab, it's not like you come in and do it in a threatening way. You still want to do it in a calm way. But tell us about your own experiences and let us know what questions you have about this process. Thank you.
Thanks.